Hello, welcome to Beth Roars, where we look at your favourite singers to find out what makes them them. Now this is a classic Woodstock performance, and actually I haven't heard it before at all. I haven't heard this singer before, but I've been doing a bit of research, so I'm interested to hear.
Small, and the ones that your mother gives you don't do anything at all. Oh, ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. And you go chasing.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it here. I feel like she has such intensity in her voice. The way that she closes all those vowels. It's the opposite of a lot of singing, and it's all about kind of pressure. Now, I wouldn't always suggest this as the healthiest way of singing. I also think that it does add that intensity, but she is pushing her vocal cords really heavy together. She is closing her mouth. She's keeping it quite tense, and that gives the intensity of sound, and it's kind of working in this lower level of her voice. I have heard though that she really struggles to sing quietly, especially as she gets higher in her range. Now, around our speaking range we often have a lot more freedom because we're exercising that every day. We're really used to that part of our voice, but the higher part of our range, all sorts of things can go a little awry, and this is partially because that higher part of our range is really connected to our emotions. We normally only go higher in extreme emotional events, but also we tend to try and carry a lot of the positions, the laryngeal positions that we're using and the vocal tract positions up into that higher range when it doesn't necessarily work. So the reason that she gets a lot of volume, that she is really loud, is she's keeping her vocal cords really thick, really heavy, pushing them together even as she goes higher. And if she wanted that lighter sound, she would have to just lighten them off. And a singer often feels that as a feeling of heaviness or lightness as well. Really interesting. Now, this song is also about psychedelics.
And you know you're going to fall.
It's that heaviness and
Has given you the cold eyes when she was just small.
so interesting.
When the men are on the chessboard, get up and tell you where to go. And you just had some kind of mushroom, and your mind is moving low. Go ask
It's about psychedelics.
I think you'll know. And logic and proportion have fallen sloppy down.
It's so interesting because she's using a lot of the sounds. She's sitting on it, allowing that air to travel through her nose, adding a bit of nasality in there. But actually, I think a lot of it is actually twang. Which is when you're narrowing just above your vocal cords. Now, we don't often feel it like that, but we feel it as forward placement, often the sound buzzing at the front of our face, or our faces. Although some people do feel it a little differently, so if you feel it differently, don't worry. You know, we're all individual bodies and humans. But that intensity is partially because of this vocal cord closure, partially because of this forward placement, and she's just ramping it up and up and up, and still kind of maintaining a speech quality. It's such a weird way to sing, but it really works.
And the white knight is talking
And then these short, sharp.
Red Queen's on with her hair.
Like the juxtaposition between these short, sharp consonants, and then she kind of morphs through all the all those kind of softer consonants. She's really popping all those plosives and those fricatives, and then she's going through everything else. So interesting how she's using the consonants in different ways. Remember though. Man, I wish I was around at the end of the 60s. Seems like a beautiful time to be alive. Wow. That was great. Woo! Woo! That was really interesting, her woo at the end, because you could hear how she didn't get much resonance on her woo when she was using that light chord closure, and it's something that you can train as long as there isn't damage or nodules. It might be, often that really tough chord closure, that really hard chord closure is caused by nodules. I don't know if that's the case with her, I'm not sure at all, but I think that it is something most people can train into with a little bit of work. So if you wanted to have your big soprano-y opera high notes, you can do it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Var.